Hello, welcome back to another episode of Suburban Hunt 365. I'm DJ, and as you can hear, there's a firing range just over that hill. I am in New Tripoli, Pennsylvania. Got some work around the area this week, and I plan on going tomorrow and shooting another video here at this range. Today I just came out here to check it out, but what I want to do today right now is go through the second part of the Thor video. In last week's video, you saw me struggle with the 5.01s to get them down the barrel, and then I was able to put the 5s in there pretty good, and then the .499s basically just dropped down the barrel. Not quite, but pretty close. So this video, what I want to do is, does that matter? What kind of groups are we going to get with the 501s, the 500s, and the 499s? So just in the event that, say, they're out of stock, you know, because we found out that the .500 is what my gun likes, or what fits my gun rather. But I can't order those. So will any other ones work? Now with the 5.01s, they're awful hard to push down, so I'm not sure that I would purchase those on purpose. But if it's all I had, it's all I had, right? Can't imagine a scenario where I can't go to Walmart or Academy and buy something different. But for me, I just wanted to know what happens when I don't shoot the right size projectile. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you the 5.01s that we shot at the range a couple weeks ago and show you what those groups look like. Check it out. Alright, so that particular one is the 247 grain hollow points with the 56 grains of Blackhorn 209. That particular one came in at 3.5 inches. So it's a little bit lighter of a load. Let's see if jumping up to the 70 makes any difference. Alright, not a whole lot of difference there. That group came in at 3 3/4 of an inch, so a little bit bigger than the previous with the 56 grains of Blackhorn 209. So let's see what the max load is. Let's go ahead and run the same ones at 84 grains and see how. Ouch. Okay, that one came in at a 5-inch group. So the tighter projectiles, again, pushing it down inside that rod, I don't know that that's a good idea. One, you're going to have more pressures of the buildup trying to push that projectile out of the barrel. But obviously with these type of groups at 100 yards, you know, we got a little bit of an unstable bullet, it would seem, based off the groups. 5 inches is not a good thing. So last week we went through, we know that the right bullet for us, or for my rifle, is going to be the .500s. So let's move over to a smaller one. Let's go ahead and let's do the .499s, and let's see what that incorrect size bullet does. Alright, as you can tell, I did make a 4-shot group there, mainly because this was the very first shot of the day, so that was a cold bore. This group kind of gets into the sacrificial shot type deal that a lot of guys I've heard talk about. This top 3 there, that's the first 3, so those first 3 bullets that went down range, that is a 2 3/4 inch group. You add in that last one right there and get rid of the sacrificial one, you're dealing with right at a 2-inch group, a little over. So not terrible, but again, we are going to count those first 3 because those are going to be the cold bores that we would use in the woods. I was just curious about it because it is such a wider spread. What would that 4th round do? And that's what it did. So the 499s are looking a little bit better than the 5.01s, but let's go ahead and let's move up to 70 grains Blackhorn 209. All right, very nice. All right, that group came in at 1 3/4 of an inch. That's with the bullet that's not really the right size. So now I'm really kind of excited to see what the correct size Thors could do. So 1 3/4. That's not terrible at all. 70 grains Blackhorn 209 with the .499s. So let's see what the 84 grains Blackhorn 209 does with the .499s. Well, that was subject to the 2+1 deal, or you get two nice kind of together there, and then you got that kickoff to the right. So that one came in at 2 5/8, so just a little bit over that 2.5 inch mark. But there again, this is a smaller bullet. 2 3/4 on one end, 2 5/8 in the other end, and 1 3/4 in the middle. That's not a terrible way to go. So if I had to, and I couldn't get the right size for the 500 .500s, .499s could work. But we got the right size. Now let's get into seeing how accurate the Thor .500s do. Starting off with 56 grains, Blackhorn 209. Oh, very nice, very nice. 1 3/4 of an inch. Those first two are really close together there. I like that. I like what I'm seeing so far from Thor. All right, so that's 56 grains. Let's move up to 70 grains, Blackhorn 209. All right, sorry I got a little bit of focus out there, a little fuzzy there at the end, but that group came in at 2 1/4 of an inch. So not awesome, not great, but you got 1 3/4 there. And we do, it looks like we got that kick off, but it was 1, 2, and then 3 right back on top of the first one, or close to that first one. So that one came in at 2 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so let's see what 84 grains of Blackhorn 209 does. All right, shot a little bit high on that one, but that's not too bad. You got a little bit more powder there. That group came in at a flat 2 inches. So 1 3/4 on the low end, 2 inches on the high end, with the 2 1/4 there in the middle. That's actually a pretty decent group. That's kind of what we've come to expect out of most of the projectiles. Now, just looking at these Thors, I got a feeling they're gonna thump a deer pretty good. So we've got an industry average, in my opinion, of accuracy out of my rifle. Now, again, guys, every rifle is different. So if you put these in like Rob does, is a tag driver, that is fantastic. As long as you can get that projectile on target, and then we'll let the projectile do the work from there, right, guys? So guys, I learned a lot with this one. I did not realize that Thor had a sizing pack that you had to go through to figure out what fits you best. We are going to be doing a little bit more testing with those Thors and finding a actual group, see if we can't get them a little bit tighter with the ladder test like we've done in previous videos, because I do plan on taking those Thors out hunting this year. So guys, next week's video, or the next video coming out, is going to be the ELDX bullets that I used on opening day of muzzleloader in Tennessee. Absolutely devastating on a doe at 70 yards, guys. You definitely want to check that out. Absolutely devastating. And then right behind that is going to be a buck that I took at, again, about 80 yards with the FTXs, and how awesome that one did. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. These next few videos are going to be pretty awesome. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button down there, let the algorithm know you appreciate this kind of content, and then continue putting those comments down below. We love hearing from you guys, love hearing what type of combos you guys use, what experiences you have. So from Suburban Hunt 365, I'm DJ, and we'll catch you on the next one.